We in here. We here. We here.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I
What's going
figure
on
I
over
should.
there?
I'm good. I figure I should wear my hat because
Yeah,
I figured to go with the whole thing. Plus, with the barber shops, not been around, so it's been grisly. It's been real grisly.
yeah. I was gonna iron the shirt, but decided against that.
Yeah. Why bother? Like, why? Why bother? Like, this is
Yeah,
this is already hanging around. Um. So, first, I mean, thanks for wanting to do the live with me.
yeah,
Uh,
of course, man.
you know, been wanting to do this another collab for a minute since the
Yeah,
last two. So I just wanted to get another one done. Especially it seemed convenient with everything going on to do a part two to our last video that we had about the entertainment industry
hmm
and seeing about AMC being closing out because of they don't have the funding. Like the money is not
yeah.
there. So
Potentially,
potentially. So,
yeah,
but I mean, this could affect not even that, but just a lot of movie theaters. And
hmm
I mean, even if this we get to go back, what movies are they going to show? You know, like
right.
everything that was slated to come out in these couple of months, they're being slated to come out next year now. A lot of them now, or even just the fall.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, we know that Marvel announced their entire timeline is basically pushed back like five,
yeah,
6 months.
yeah, that's a
Um,
big deal for Marvel. That's a really big deal.
yeah, I mean, we kind of got lucky that it ended. They finished their phase before this all happened because you could imagine that. Imagine this was Endgame and we didn't get to see it, but we expected to see it. That would have been a nightmare.
Just think if this
Um,
happened during just Infinity War,
yeah,
and we just like we get that we only got the whole the snap,
right,
and we were like just as like so the movie snap and then we snap like you
right,
know we never got that closure. So at least we got to finish out that saga at least.
right. Yeah, but I assume everything else is going to be handled the same way. So whatever was supposed to be slated for March, April, everything is going to be pushed, you know, in sequence, or
Right.
whoever has more money. You know what I'm saying? Because if Disney has the bigger bag for December, then they're not going to be able to fight Disney on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, how did I switch this camera? Oh, okay. I'm sorry about it. Yeah. This whole thing is it. I mean, there's some movies that's doing that, but now we getting like I think what is Trolls 2? It came out
hmm
on video on demand.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this might be the new wave for a lot of people. Like it might be a nice little out for them because they can sell it to like Comcast or whatever to the distributors
hmm
online and stuff, and still somewhat get some money back, but not
Yeah.
the amount they would get if it was going out to theaters and going all over. But
I mean, I think that they wouldn't want to do that going forward at all because they make so much in word of mouth, theater experience, concessions, all that stuff is it's too much to let go. Um,
yeah,
I was thinking that more movies would have been on video on demand, but it seems like a lot of people are pushing their stuff back. And it's probably because a lot of these studios own so many production houses that they
right.
would not ever be able to fill that time.
Because I'm looking like,
Um,
yeah, it's true. Like, but I'm looking like people like say like a Tyler Perry who
yeah,
has his
I
own
mean, that's
production.
possible.
Like he has it. Like what I forgot the movie that came out on Netflix, but he shot that within a week or whatever.
hmm
Which is but that's his own company. The money comes in to him.
Right.
Um, but he could shoot it and then put it out on demand, and he still get the revenue. But I mean, it would hurt a lot of the companies, those like the 20th Century Fox and all that, and like a Disney. It would
Right.
hurt them more. But
Yeah, I mean, like a Tyler Perry or an indie film that has like a decent cast will probably still
right,
make their money.
yeah, yeah,
Because they use such a small budget. So either way, they're going to probably make some money because all these production houses can't put out content after the next couple months. So they're going to
Right.
need things to show and promote and get people to want to watch their, you
Right.
know,
So like I look at it like a Blumhouse. They would make, I think they could do something like what this is like a good thing for them because they could do that.
yeah.
But yeah, like you're saying, but I mean, like movies, like they were saying, oh, why don't they just put out Black Widow on the Disney app?
No, that's $1 billion right there.
That's a lot of money to lose. That's a lot of
Yeah.
money to lose
And
for Black Widow.
she's already on like a ledge where we don't know if it's going to work or not. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so out of sequence of the timeline, and are enough people going to care to watch the film because she's already died technically, and all
True,
that stuff.
true, but
So
I think
that one,
also, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was going to say like that. It's a tough movie to try to risk it on. If it was like a
Yeah,
Black Panther 2, then you're like, oh, people are going to watch that ASAP,
exactly,
you know?
exactly.
Or
Yeah,
people are going to sign up to Disney Plus to watch that in particular. Are people going to sign up to Disney Plus to watch Black Widow? I don't know about that,
true. I
you know?
mean, it's. I'm glad that what is it? The Mandalorian season 2 was already wrapped before this happened. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
at least we can watch that in the fall if this thing continues. Um,
I just saw that James Gunn said that the timeline for Suicide Squad and I think Guardians has not been affected.
really.
Um, I believe Suicide Squad what has already wrapped and they're editing a mobile,
Oh,
like at
yeah.
home. So
Yeah, but then the only thing is like it would suck if they need to do like reshoots. That'd be the only thing that would be like kind of messed up. But then again,
mhm.
if you got green screen, if you do a closed set, that could
Yeah,
kind of work, you know, because a lot of these movies are
right,
done on a green screen, so
right.
um, that wouldn't be too much of a big deal. I feel sorry for movies like the New Mutants, like
Another one that's getting just kicked down the road every single time
that,
it tries to release.
like a movie like that. Just put it out on demand.
Yeah,
Just cut it. Just kill it. Just like that movie has been on the shelf for so long, and this it just keeps getting kicked down, just keep getting pushed down, and they should just put it on the app and just
yeah,
get it. You know, just say it's over with. We put it out. It's done. You know,
yeah.
why? Just leave it alone. Um, I've been waiting for Mulan, but that got pushed back. I see. Um, but do you think like after this is over? Hopefully, I'm thinking. Hopefully, you know, we got like another month of this. Hopefully, we don't know. We don't know.
I don't think we're going back to normal until mid to late June, and then everything else going into play where people fear like their lives are not on the line will be even longer. Because you
Yeah,
know they're gonna be like, all right, you're all set to go. I still don't think people are gonna want to be around people that
true.
close.
Because who are going to be the first to leave to go into a movie theater?
Because
Who are
people
going?
are gonna be you're gonna be forced to go back to work, obviously, because if the governor say the business is
Yeah,
open, then you have to go. But like, are people gonna really go to concerts and theaters and all these things
yeah. Especially
a
if you got
couple
to be
weeks
back in.
after?
Especially concerts, you have to be jam packed with sometimes if you're standing up in crowds and stuff. Like I
Right.
think it's gonna hurt. I really didn't think about it. It would hurt ticket sales for like even those type of things, like those big venues, you know, Madison Square Garden type stuff. It's gonna hurt them. I didn't even think about that.
Scott said 2030 is the first handshake. I don't think people are going to handshake anymore. Like, not as
No,
frequently.
we're just gonna be this.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like,
That's it. That's it. That's the handshake. That's gonna be the new handshake. Like just a nod.
yeah.
It is, you know, like now you would really have to say, like, walk by to see, like, how you doing? Hi. You know, I think maybe that would increase maybe people being a little bit more friendlier. But then
Yeah.
again, you might have people who just don't want to be put to with touch to anybody altogether. So, you know,
Right.
but I would like to see like if this would make people want to like be bothered to go to movie theaters. It
Yeah.
would
I don't
kind of
think that.
start.
I think we're just going to have a couple more months either in this exact process or of people not being willing to risk being close.
Yeah.
Businesses will start back up, like I said, but you're still
But
not going to get those big box office numbers.
who's gonna? Yeah, like yeah, even yeah. So and movies that were like starting, they stopped. So I don't know how this is gonna work. Is
Yeah.
like I do love my
Well,
movies, but I feel like maybe that should be another option later on. Like now with everything, even if we were able to come back, like will like being doing VOD be more of an option for studios? Like, okay, we don't have to spend so much money because we know we're going to, video on demand. Do we have
mm,
to do so much to tell a story? Because indie movies, they always tell good stories without the
right,
big budgets. You could do a hero movie without a big crazy budget.
right.
You could do those like a Punisher or something like the Netflix series. Like those shows was like they didn't have a big budget as the movies, but they still
Hmm.
told a great story a lot of times. So and they didn't need the big budget. So and I'm thinking maybe that would be a good thing. They could do stuff like that and then put it out without having to worry about the theaters. You know.
Yeah,
So
yeah. If AMC is still open, yeah. I mean, I think no matter what, we're going to see some theaters close down,
yeah,
um, because it's just their mortgages and everything. It's going to be affected either way, whether they come back or not. You're going to have a lot of shutdowns.
yeah.
Um, I did get a press release not that long ago about Lionsgate Live, which Lionsgate is partnering with YouTube and Fandango,
Okay.
um, and they're doing 4 weeks of free movies on YouTube.
Get out of
But
here.
it's only specific movies. It's not like just
So
everything.
what they are, it's basically what they're already doing now. Like you can watch movies with the ads. Like,
Probably, yeah. So they announced right now it's going to be La La Land, Hunger Games, John Wick, and I forgot. There was one more. But basically, every Friday for the next 4 Fridays, they're doing a live stream of those films, and people can watch them
that's
on
cool.
YouTube. Yeah.
That's cool, but at the same time, like, I mean, yeah, you can watch them, but at the same time, it's like those are movies that's already like, if you got like a Roku and all those things,
Hmm.
you can watch those movies anyway for free. You know.
Well, no, I agree. I think it's a testing platform
Oh,
because
okay.
I would assume that they want to see what that audience is like and how much ad revenue they can get from that.
No,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to test that experience out because there are obviously films that are not on these platforms like Netflix and everything.
Right,
Um, so let's say instead of going to theaters and instead of going directly to a streamable platform, they might have live events. So let's say on Friday at 7 p.m. you can watch this film, and it's a way to control the audience viewing it at that moment
right,
instead of like it's on Netflix. I may or may not watch it. You get what I'm saying?
right,
It's
right.
it's like an exclusivity part of that.
I'm definitely gonna be there for it, like to see what it's
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Because it could be a proven ground, proving ground. Because a lot of other platforms will try to do it.
Right.
I mean, shoot, we had Netflix. Did we get Hulu? Did we get all these other platforms for streaming? And so this could be a new wave. It could be something.
Right.
Kind of like if you kind of think, I feel like it's like if we're all watching this movie at the same time, it's kind of like the drive-in movie in a way.
Mhm.
Everybody's
Mhm.
together watching, this film at the same time. So they get
Yeah.
add stuff too, like what is it when I see people doing the YouTube stuff, and as they talking, I hear the ka-ching sounds going because people are adding, sending money and stuff. They
Mhm.
might do something like that too, like
Yeah. So I think what's going to happen is because I believe Netflix and Twitch both have options for you to watch something together with your followers.
right,
I think Netflix recently just dropped that. Um, but there isn't any official place where you can live stream a film. So you're watching the film with as many people all over the world as you want, right? So
right,
that's that YouTube experience. I think that's because to me, if there's a film that I really want to watch, like let's say if Black Widow dropped at the end of the month and it was
right,
like, okay, on YouTube you can watch it for $10 live. I'll do that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I think that they're using that to test that platform.
And you know what? In the way that our TVs are getting bigger and bigger,
Yeah.
why bother going to the movie theaters when your TV is just as big, but for your home, and you just
Mm-hmm.
got to pay the $10 to see Black Widow at in the comfort of your own home, and you're good to go. And there's
Right.
actually I found out there is a website platform that does that, where you can watch these movies as they come out in the movie theaters at home, but they're but they're for the rich elite, type
Mm-hmm.
that could do
Mm-hmm.
that. They
Yeah.
pay a certain amount of money a year to have that, so they'll never have to leave their home. So somebody like
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Murphy who doesn't go out like that, he can watch all the movies at home without leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not bootlegged or anything. They're
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know
They usually get screeners.
yeah. So
It's
what?
either like a screener or like a website for you to watch that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so but they pay a certain amount, because they got the money like that. I found
Right.
that out on the Kevin Smith podcast, which is really good. Uh, uh, yeah, so I think we'll have to see how this whole thing plays out before we end all this, because I wanted to keep it short.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to keep it in the realm of an abstract framework process,
Mm-hmm. I
because
see
I
what you
love
did
it.
there.
Yeah, so now we gotta have a story time with this.
Mm.
I'm trying to switch it up now. Okay, we got that part out the way, I feel,
Yeah.
and we got the info, and it was great. I need now to know about this story that you posted on IG yesterday, because I
Mm.
was baffled. I was surprised about this.
Mm-hmm.
You on the set of Step Up, like
Yeah.
what? How? Like you already told me stuff before about about your adventures, and I was so jealous. But
Yeah.
this came out of nowhere, and I'm like, why don't I know this? Why don't I know? Like,
So okay.
I need to know this because I was a big fan of Step Up, the first couple of movies, like with Moose, that character. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So you gotta tell me like that. I need to know how did that process go? How?
So outside of having a regular job and doing this stuff, I was an extra since 2008.
Right.
I haven't done it in years because just life and experience. But um, basically, I used to work in films and commercials as an extra background character, um, someone in an audience, someone at a graduation, whatever. Um, but the Step Up 3 movie was like the first big feature, and that was in New York.
Right.
And so basically, what happens is you sign up for a profile, you set up your photos, you have your resume, all that stuff. Um, and what they do is like they submit a casting call, which generally, if it's like an audience situation, which that was,
Right.
they'll just say, we're looking for people 18 to 30 that can dress in like hip hop attire and it's open ethnicity and all that stuff. It's nothing specific. They just want bodies. So
Right.
um, yeah. So then basically what happens is you submit your profile, and if they think you fit the look, they'll send you an email and say, okay, we want you to work on this thing. And usually they just give you a date in advance, and then either they will call you directly the night before, or you
Right.
will get an email the night before that says, this is your call time, when you need to be there, this is what you need to wear, this is the address, do not share that address, don't post on social media, um, this is your rate, and we'll tell you what you're doing when you get here, basically.
Right.
Um, because, that movie it's a dance movie, there's not really big secrets there,
Right. 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 Right.
they don't want secrets to get out, they don't want to know that celebrities are in this area, whatever. Um, so for Step Up 3, it's in New York, and I had a car at the time because I'm not from the area, obviously. And so I drive, and I'm like, damn, I don't know where to park. It was only crew parking. Long story short, one of the days that I was there, I got my car towed.
Oh wow.
Um, so I had to leave
That's New
set to
York
find
for you.
my car. Yeah, yeah. But no, it was legitimate. Like you drive up, and then there's usually signs everywhere with like secret code names that say
Right.
like it'll have like an arrow, and then it'll say step up 3D, set this way or whatever. Um, or it'll say something different. It'll say just like stargaze this way, and we already know what the code name is, so
Right.
Um, but basically, you show up, and they were just like, okay, we're gonna do this final dance battle, and we just want you guys to be hyped, and that's it. So it's basically 12 hours, 15 hours of you being energetic and happy and excited for
How
a
did they
full week.
keep that up for so
It's
long?
difficult. It really
Like,
is difficult.
because just doing like a regular customer service job, after like 3, 4 hours, maybe six, you're like, I'm done.
No, man, it
You
was a
can be tired.
nightmare.
And
Yeah.
how many hours was that?
Normal shoot is usually about 12 hours, but I think those were like 14 or 15 hours.
Because the power of editing and filmmaking,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cool scene, but
Yeah.
it's only like maybe like a 5 minute scene
Yeah.
in the
It was
movie.
like the last 5 or 10 minutes of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
And we
like
were there for a week, like
that's
for
that's what's so
probably
crazy.
72 to 80 hours that we were there.
Jeez. And
Yeah.
you said that you saw so many moves over and over at the point that you already knew what to do, how to
Yeah,
do
like the first time watching it, it was dope because it's like you're
Yeah.
watching the movie and these dudes are doing flips. There's kids coming out, all that stuff. Um, but when you see the routine over and over again, it's nothing is surprising.
Right.
Um, and so, like, yeah, there's a portion in the actual movie where they do like this chant and they like wave. And like if you watch the actual movie, everybody in the audience is doing the same wave at the same time. And they didn't tell us to do that. It's because we've seen it so many times that
Right. Right.
we were doing the same thing. But the cool experience about that was in between takes and all that stuff. It would just be everybody just chilling, like outside, like hanging
Right.
out.
Okay.
That's where we took the photos and just talked to people, and we were just like hanging out.
Like
Um,
I met one person that did one of those. Yeah, I can't even think of her name off the top of my head, but she said it was from what I know. She said it was fun. But it was long. A long experience.
yeah. So
Uh,
I won't go into it, but other than that movie, I was able to do Sex Tape, which was with Cameron Diaz.
yeah.
Um,
Oh,
uh,
okay. Yeah.
yeah, all right.
You know what? I actually liked that movie. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It was funny to me.
R.I.P.D. with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
Equalizer with Denzel. I was a Boston police officer in a meat
wait.
factory.
What?
Yeah.
You were
And
in
it
that?
actually, yeah, I wasn't in that. I was an extra in that.
I mean, yeah, you're extra, but
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. I actually
Oh,
got to be in the same room as Denzel and Hopper from Stranger Things, and I didn't realize who he was because he wasn't Hopper at the time.
yeah.
But yeah,
So wait, if I go and look at that, I can see you there somehow. Like I can see you in the back, or
I'm not sure. I haven't seen it in a couple years. I don't know
yeah.
about Equalizer, but I have like all my costume photos, but that's about it.
Wow, that's
Um,
amazing.
oh, and the fighter with Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg in Boston.
Oh,
No, in Lowell,
right,
Mass.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember I was before like my friends was telling me about doing extra work, and there was one movie I didn't get to go and do, but my
Hmm.
friends did at the time, and come to find out it was Road Trip. I mean, College Road Trip, the Raven Simone and Martin Lawrence movie.
Okay, yeah.
Um, I didn't, find out like, oh, you did that, and I looked at the movie and I saw them in the background in the school scene. I was like, that could have been me.
That could have been you hanging out with
Yeah,
them.
I could have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
one of them.
Um, the most beautiful woman I've ever been in the same room with was Salma Hayek for damn, what's that movie with Kevin James? It's not.
Oh,
He was a boxer.
Is it Knock Around? No, it's not Knock Around, guys.
Oh,
He
Here
played a
Comes the
UFC
Boom.
fighter. Yeah, Here Comes the Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that was a pretty
Um,
good movie. I liked it.
what else? I think that I mean there was a few, but I can't remember the rest. But yeah, I was just doing those films, and I auditioned for The Purge, Anarchy.
Wow.
It was funny. One of the most embarrassing auditions was like pretending to be shot in the back of a van and like having people just stare at you, pretend to be like about to
how do you
die.
how do you audition to be shot? Like, how do you like? That's one.
It's very difficult. It's
Yeah,
also why I'm not. It's also why I'm not in the movie.
yeah.
But but yeah, man, it was definitely fun. It was just a lot of traveling because it was New York and Boston, most
Oh
of these
yeah, right.
projects. And I also had a job, so I could only call out sick so many times to do all these gigs.
I'm trying to be in a
Um,
movie. I need the day off.
yeah, right.
I get it.
Um, and then just commercials. I did like the Peace Corps commercial, Cigna, Connecticut. I did something for Mohegan. I did two for Mohegan. So it's just regular people stuff, being a customer in a commercial,
Right.
stuff like that.
Um,
But
I think that's all. I'm jealous. I'm
dude, that
jealous.
stuff is so fun.
So you said Selma Hayek. I was just watching When Fools Rush In
Mm.
the other day. One of my favorite movies, but I was like, dang. I was wondering. I wonder what she's like like in real life. Now it's kind of funny that you bring her up.
Yo,
And
I was so like, I said nothing. Because you could only prepare for so much, like
yeah,
so.
but you can't
Um,
prepare. You can't prepare for Selma. You can't prepare for Selma. You can't.
no, you can't.
Not for her. No.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Um,
especially if you watch um what is my movie From Dusk Till Dawn. Like if that's in your brain too, like nah,
yeah, yeah, you
nah,
can't
yeah.
prepare for that. Um, but yeah, man, it's been fun. But yeah, I was just like looking at stuff, and I was like, damn, that step up was like 11 years ago. It was like 08, 09
Dang,
when we
that's
filmed.
just shows. Yeah, it, you know that after that you really don't see a lot of dancing movies like that now too. Like that was a
Hmm.
wave. That was a wave for a couple of years though. Like
Yeah.
at least 3 years. Like Step Up and all those like Step Ups. You had. Dang, you got a lot of them. Actually, I think Summer Hayek did one too.
Oh shit,
Like,
really?
yeah, I
I
think
didn't
she
know
did
that.
some type of dancing movie. Oh no, you know what? That was Antonio Banderas. You know what? Never mind. Her
Oh, he
partner.
did
It was like a tango type movie.
take over, take off, something like that.
Take the lead. I think it's Take the Lead.
Take the lead. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
take the lead.
but it was
Yeah.
in that whole realm of these dancing movies. But all right, so from the Step Up, um,
Mm.
who was the coolest one there? Like, did you like? I mean, the ones that was in the movie stars.
I mean, Allison Stoner was awesome. Like they were all great.
Yeah, yeah.
Moose was great. I don't really know his real name, but Moose was cool.
You know what?
The
That's
dude,
true. Yeah, I can't
the
never.
the dude that in that film does like the robotic moves. I have him on Facebook
Yep.
actually.
Yo, he's dope. Like he's been in a
Yeah, I
few
have.
different things.
Like he was pretty well unknown like at that time.
Yeah,
He's like still my Facebook friend. We haven't talked since that movie, but
but still,
um,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
But
awesome. That is freaking dope. All right,
uh,
I'm jealous. Yeah, I'm jealous.
we'll talk more about it.
Yeah, you experienced a lot. There's a lot. You've had adventures. That I should say. You've had
Yeah,
adventures in your time during your time in that
yeah.
business side. But
We'll
it's
have to
about
talk
that
about
time.
Timberland in the next video.
Whoo! Y'all don't want to know about that. Y'all want to know about the story, but y'all ain't ready
Yeah,
for that story.
yeah. We'll talk about
I
it on the
wasn't
next
ready
one.
about that story. Woo!
Yeah,
We gotta say that. We're gonna say that for another time. I thank you so much for joining me on the live. We getting
of course.
some information out there to the folks, and just having a good time, spreading some positivity in the air in all this darkness that we have right now. That's
Yeah,
what I feel like I want to do these lives about. So thank you so much, and the whole Abstract Framework crew. You want to let them know any things coming up. Show
yeah. So
do your thing.
No, man, thank you again for having me. It was awesome to have you by the show before this all happened.
Yeah.
Which you guys can find that video on our YouTube, Abstract Framework, youtube.com/Abstract Framework. Our video is on there on how coronavirus is affecting entertainment. And on Instagram, on this Instagram page, on Twitter, it's A Framework. This week I have two guest videos that I'm doing tomorrow and Wednesday. One of them relates to someone that you may or may not remember from a show from 2008.
Mm.
But we'll talk about it more when it comes out. So if you guys want to subscribe, that'd be awesome.
Nope. Oh, you know what? That could have been a little.
that was the closing of it. But yeah, man, thanks again.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Hope everything's going good on your side. It's rainy as heck out here. The weather sucks today.
Good.
But
man. Make
so
sure your phone's charged.
Yes, please. Yes, got to. I charged my phone before we did this.
All right, man. Thank you again.
Talk to you later, man. Thanks.
All right, dude.
Peace. So, thanks, guys, for checking this out. Those of you stuck around. Mr. 8 Bars Daryl, what's going on, boy? Gabriel, what up? Chico, what's going on, man? I see y'all. Who else? Who's up? My niece Akira, what's going on? Love you. Yeah, thanks, guys. It was pretty cool. I'm gonna go now because I got nothing else much to say. So thank you guys so much for watching this little live chat, and I'll talk to you guys soon. See you next week. Peace.